for somebody like me, this was my year, my signal year that God gave me to let me know it's time to make some changes. It's time to make some moves. This has been a year for me of movement. I'm going to help somebody in here today beside me. Everything that you went through this year, everything like me that I went through this year, was all a part of God's hand and plan to get me to the next level. I didn't see it in January. I didn't like it in March. But as I glance back over the year, I can stand up and say, this has been my year of transition. This has been my year to make. Y'all gonna help me preach? Y'all gonna help me preach? Sit. What I admire most about God is the way God can take something that appears so simple, something that others would think would be so insignificant. He can take that and give it profound purpose. He can take what other people discard and throw away and put his hand on it or speak to it and completely give it value it had never known. Such is the case with the text. Let's glance now at the text. He commands Moses. He commands him, make or have constructed 2 silver trumpets. Two silver trumpets. Have the silversmiths make and construct 2 silver trumpets. I'm going to give them a twofold purpose. The first purpose of the trumpets, number 1, they will speak to the people for me. Who would ever think that the God of the universe will use a musical instrument to speak for him? But according to the text, one of the purposes of the trumpets was to speak to the people for God. When God wanted to speak to them, he wanted the trumpets to sound. And the sounding of the trumpet would mean assemble yourself together, because I got something I need to say. Lord help me. The second purpose of the trumpets was not that God would speak to the people, but the second full purpose of the trumpet would be that the people could use them to speak to God. That they could blow a trumpet a certain way and it would sound a noise to God's ear, and God would listen to them by the way they blew on a trumpet. Oh, God, help me to preach this thing. So he says to them, insist by Moses, construct 2 trumpets, and I'm going to give them purpose. I want them to stop watching the clouds, stop watching the pillar of fire, stop leaning on what you can see and go by what you hear. Lord have mercy. As God pushes us quickly into 2004, that's going to be a year for somebody to go from what you see to what you can hear. Because if you can hear it, Lord have mercy. I got a few people, just a few sitting in here today that can testify. All I had this year was what I heard, because I didn't see no blessing. I didn't see no victory, but I had a sound. Lord have mercy. I had to take God this year at his word. I didn't see my way out. I didn't know just exactly which way was out, but I had a sound of an abundance of rain in my ear. And there comes a time, my friends, when you got to lean on what you hear and lean on what you know. Let's see now if I can bring some clarity. Y'all sit down to these silver trumpets. The Bible says there were two silver trumpets, and when they were blown, they were to make distinct sounds. Look at somebody and tell them, say, neighbor, something getting ready to happen to me, because I hear a sound. Yeah. You ain't heard it yet, but you will. Lord have mercy. Yeah, there is something different that's going to happen to you today based on what you're going to hear. Since I am not musically inclined, per se, I have solicited the help of our horn players. So they're going to help me preach as we proceed with sounds from trumpets. The Bible says, according to the commentaries, the silver trumpets were so constructed at the command of Moses. And there were at least 4 different kinds of sounds. Lord help me. The 4 sounds will eventually become my 4 points. But before we get to the 4 different sounds that the trumpets made, let me put in this little cue for you. They were also constructed with the ability to make long and short blasts. Lord help me. Before we get to the 4 points, according to the text, the trumpets would sound, and the first sound was known as the sounding of the alarm. Look at somebody and say, sound the alarm. And when the sounding of the alarm was in the trumpet's mouth, it was a long blasting sound mixed up with a few short blasts. Now, I don't know if the trumpets can do that. Is it possible, brethren and sister, that you all can give me a long sound and mix up in there just a few short blasts? Can y'all do that for me? Let me see you do that one. Give the trumpet players a hand. Sound pretty good to me. It was called the sounding of the alarm. And when the Israelites heard the trumpet sound, I'm going to get happy by myself today, with long blasts and a few short blasts mixed in, it sent a signal throughout the camp. Pack up your bags. God getting ready to talk to us. Lord have mercy. And then the Bible says the trumpets had another kind of a sound. And this was just intermingled short blasts. And whenever the trumpet sounded with a whole lot of short blasts, they called it the blowing of the trumpet. And when the blowing of the trumpet came, that meant that only the leaders were to come together, because God had some special instructions, but he didn't need to talk to everybody. I wonder if the trumpet players can help me again. Can y'all just come up with a few short mixed sounds or blasts and throw in there just a little long one just for sake? Let me hear you do that one. Give the trumpet players a nice hand. Sounded pretty good to me. Whenever they heard that kind of a sound coming from the trumpet, it signified everybody can't move. This is only for a select group. I don't know who I came in here for today. I didn't come for everybody, but I promise you, as sure as I'm here, I came for a select